Welcome back to Rever's Transference Authority. The sign needs to be bigger. We need to send somebody out to get another board. But before I even start time, I wanted to thank you guys who are watching the third episode. Many people watch the first episode, but my favorite kind of people are the ones that watch the third episode, right? It means you truly enjoyed it if you came back for more, you remembered to bookmark it or subscribe or do something in order to get back to my channel. So thank you very much, guys. Let's start time forward because this is a critical episode. And let's take a look real quick at how our lines are doing. And I'm very pleased at the end of episode that quite a few of them are in the blue here. So typically would be black, but I can understand with this color scheme, you wouldn't make it black. But we do have some in the negative. So hopefully we can keep these in the positive. If we take a real quick look at where we're at, let's look at our finances. We just started, and it's one of the reasons I came back. I didn't play any time, but I'd like to see and compare. So we'll start this episode right at the beginning of, what is it, 1854? Yeah, 1854. It doesn't, oh, does it? Okay, they don't, it would be nice maybe if they held that at the top, right? But whatever. I have the road open just to see kind of what hurdles we have to overcome. And yeah, I would really just like to see each one of these. We're going to really have a hard time with our money if we don't. And if we keep having to take out loans, we're going to be in further trouble. So we're just going to see what happens. Now, in trying to figure this out, like we took a look at the lines and they're doing okay, but I also want to look at where we could improve a few things. And I will get to some comments. I always appreciate your guys' comments greatly. I would like to make sure that we're not building up too much stuff here, right? So we've got 3 trucks coming back and forth, and Steve brought up a good comment. Speaking of comments, I'm going to click on this. So we need 2 oil for every one, 2 crude oil for every one. And I mentioned that in the last episode. I wasn't sure, but when I ended the episode, I said, oh, you know what? It's usually right when you click on the thing. So we have 3 here and only 1 going here. So before we run out of money, I think I'd like to try to ramp this up a little bit. All right, so if we look at these lines here, and so there's the crude oil to fuel, right, is going to be this one. Let's go ahead and manage vehicles. This is before we run out, right? So we're going to put another one on this one, right? And then since we want to even it out, when it comes to the crude one, we'll put another one on the crude. And I'm just trying to do this before we run out of money. Hopefully we'll get this to be completely profitable or at least balanced at that point. Yeah, so let's just select one of them, right? And now we're down to 100,000. Now let's go and take a look at this plant. So this is 1-to-1, so we would want to get another one if we come over to here, right? So we'll have two trucks on this route here, and then we're going to have another 2 on Reversboro Fuel. Should only have 1 at this point, right? So we're going to do another one there. There we go. So that at least will, within the bounds of our money, bring us up. So there we go. Oh, look, we got some money coming in. And then let's go real quick, do the same thing again before we have to take out a loan, because I know we're going to struggle here. So when it comes to the wheat farm, we only have 1 vehicle on this line, right? So let's go click on here. Oh, no, we have 2. We have 4. Okay, good. So that means, in theory, let's go over to the bread here. When it comes to the bread truck, taking bread all the way up to Fort Riverdale there. Yeah, we should at least have another one. Let's hope we can not manage that vehicle here. Manage vehicles. Do we have enough money? I'm not even looking. Oh, yeah, look, our money's going up. All right, and I'm even going to buy another one because of the distance there. So we've got 3 that are going to be taking bread up to Fort Riverdale. So hopefully that will help. So, and again, we're doing it. We had a chunk of money come in, so I think let me do something else. I need to start up my timer so that we can, oops, what happened there? No. Why am I doing... Sorry, guys. Close that. Yeah, reset. No, don't go there. What are you doing? Yeah, stop. Sorry. I usually start a timer, but it's like just acting all kinds of goofy. Not a timer. I don't want a timer. Sorry, I want the stopwatch. That's my problem. There we go. All right, so I know, it's just so I have a sense of the time. All right, so that should be okay, I hope. And then there's no other cargo industry, which is a bit of a problem. And then the other thing that I would like to do, but I don't know that we can. Let's come into our depot here. All right, and we're just going to keep an eye on this because I noticed when I looked at this line, let's buy vehicles. How much is one of these? Passenger car is 67,000. Yeah, I want to add another passenger car, but oh, you know what? Now would be a good time. Send to depot. Yeah, even though, oh look, he doesn't have, oh, I probably lost all my people, but we're going to send him to the depot, and then I haven't actually, yeah, I think he has to be in the depot for us to add a car, right? You guys can correct me. Oh, you know what? That's maintenance. Yeah, so this is send vehicle to depot. So we're going to wait till he gets in here, and then we're going to get him. Now, somebody said it's white when it's in range. I don't know why it's white now. I guess, does that mean it's infinite range? To me, I don't like this turning it white all the time. But wants this vehicle now. Let's see. Sell selected vehicle? No. Buy vehicles. Not new vehicle, right? We want to edit this one. Clone selected vehicle, edit vehicle. There we go. Put another train car on there. Oh, do we not have enough money? We had enough. Oh, shoot. Yeah, no. Okay. Mod is, why is it 400,000? Oh, that's, never mind. The passenger cars, that was a mistake. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. I was wondering, you know what? Is it worth a loan? I think it might be. So let's go ahead and click here and borrow another 5. You know what? I'm going to pause time just so it doesn't end up killing me. And then let's go back into here, right? So we added that other car. There we go. All right, so now this, right? Set line. And it will play. I just didn't want it to like lose a big chunk. All right, good. So we lost some money in doing that, so we'll have to keep that in mind. But I wanted to get that extra train because if we come over here to our cargo, we were full and we're definitely getting, I want to stay ahead of that a little bit because we have quite a few people that want to transfer between the two cities. Okay, good. So now that I caught my breath and did everything. Yeah, I think I've done everything that we can really afford to do. I didn't really want to take that loan out, but since I already made the mistake of looking at that 69,000, I was thinking that was too cheap, but I just didn't pay enough attention now, did I? That does happen to me at times in life. All right, so we're going back to get some more people over there, and let me go through some of the comments that I got. Like I said, Steve had mentioned, you know, that some of the industries will need, so you need 2 iron ore and 2 coal to make 1 steel. That is just steel, right? Yeah. And then, yeah, so we'll keep that in mind. So I think we took care of that as far as best we can. We got 3 trucks going up this way. Yeah, these guys are kind of back to back. Now let's just make sure this bread truck, yeah, manage line. Yeah, they should be waiting there to get bread. So even if they're back to back, we should be good. But we got 17 bread, and these things only carry 4. So yeah, as we get money, we'll be able to do that a little bit better. And then it's probably going to be a little bit not so interesting because if I do get to the point where actually making money, I definitely want to get some of that loan paid off because that's going to start costing us a lot. But so anyway, so yeah, I'll be more aware of how much each of these needs as far as multiple things for each item. Radomir had asked, what industries are near Fort Lauderdale? Right, and I thought I had gone over it. Maybe he wrote his comment before the end of the last episode. But as far as industries go, like we have the possibility of getting steel, right? Because we not too far away, like up over here, we have some iron. We have some iron over here. We also have another steel mill over this way. And then we do have like coal here, and I think we have another coal here. We have another iron here. So we could definitely get the steel going. And then this is goods, which would use the steel. And in addition to that, we have the possibility of getting oil up into here by Reverville. And so if we could get the plastics from here, and what is this? This is, plastic. If we can get the plastic up into there, that would be good. Now we have another oil processor here, so we could probably even start firing this up, and we could start firing this up, even just using trucks if we decided to go that route. Now the other thing is we have lumber here, right? So in order to make these parts, so we can make machine parts here, we could get this lumber going. And then if we really ramped up our steel, which was right here, right, we can get steel down to here, lumber from here, here's lumber. So one of the next things I want to do as we get some more money, oh, look, our account. I'm not going to look at that for a little while. Hopefully it goes up, but we'll see. Let's let everybody get settled, right? Let's get our train with the passengers going. But in any event, I'd like to start getting some of this fuel oil up, and we can get the food down to here. So I'm not real sure if we would build a road. There's kind of a mountain in the way right here, but if we stayed out this way, we could probably build a road. Now, we don't have to pay any maintenance for the road, so you could certainly make the argument, but that's a long haul. It would certainly be better if we could get a train track right down through here, right? We could, one way or the other, get food and exchange some fuel from down here, and then we need fuel and food up into Reversville. So we've already got our train track over this way. So we definitely have some possibilities. I think we picked as good a spot on the map. Now our problem is just, look, we're at minus 5,000. I don't know how long it'll let us stay in the minus. Is it going to hit us at the end of the year here? Look, will we go up just in time to let's click on this and see how much, are we doing that much better or worse? So our railroad is still losing us 67,000, but again, I think we messed with that enough that, look, we're above. Are we going to be above as we cross the end of the year? Yes, 2,000, be above. They might hit us for a big amount at the end of the year. If it, well, it didn't yell at us for being below the poverty line there. So how much better did we do this year? We lost, oh wait, that's investments. So we're counting investments here, which, the loan interest is a little bit higher. So we're at minus 43,000, well, that's this year, So if we took off the 500, we're really not doing that much better than we did the year before. But I think this year we're not going to have too much money for investments. So we're really going to see what happens. And let's go take a look at our lines. That'll give us an idea of what, what's profitable and what's not. So are we, and this doesn't really include, I don't think, the maintenance for like the tracks and all. So we have to make significantly more than this 11,000. But if you notice, look, we have 42 of 42 passengers. So hopefully that pays off, that we went into that little bit more debt to just make that line that much more profitable. And other than that, our buses are not doing overly well. But if they're feeding into the passenger line here, then that might be a really good thing. So what did we just arrive? So where are we at? Where is this train? Sometimes it's harder to see than you would think it would be. Yeah, so I don't know. Is that his first trip? Let's see the details. Finances. Yeah, look, he's barely breaking even with his running costs. But let's see. We added that other train, so I'll be very curious to see. And then we also kind of messed them up by sending them back to the depot at that moment. But I'm hoping that little thing is enough to help us. And then the other side of this is I'm hoping, like we haven't really made any money off of these two at this point. So hopefully, hopefully it proves profitable. And then this, we might almost have too many trucks on this line. But we'll see. We need twice as many as we do here. But I think this might be a bit much because these guys have to go so far. So one of the next things we might do is get that going. But let me keep going with some comments while we wait for our money to change and we have a flow of things. Hopefully we just turn profitable, because if we don't, we're kind of done, which would be sad. And Yule the Clumsy, now he made this comment after the first episode, is that you're going to fail, and I wasn't quite sure if he had watched the second one or if he just made his comment. Because at that point at the end of the first episode, I had 3.5 million, and I really wasn't done setting things up. So, yeah, I would just like to see how this goes. Now, another thing that's going to happen, and I might have to play some more time forward, either between the episodes or after, just in this episode, I might pause it and just see how things go, is to see if we're getting profitable or not, and to see where we failed, because we might have made a mistake in getting the rail going because it's just going to cost us too much money, and could we have saved all that money? We spent a lot of money on getting this rail going, and it really could have been beneficial at that point to use that money to really ramp up our trucks. So I'd like to even possibly at the end of this episode know that we're going to fail or not. Right, so that's why I might pause some time. So, yeah, I appreciate the criticism, and trust me, I don't know how the best way to make money just yet, but we're working on it. We are definitely working on it. Okay, so Thunder 2128 said, "Don't put the depots so close to the roads." And I was trying to save a few bucks, but I think he's right. If you're too close, you can't upgrade these roads. Now, this one is pretty big, but I do remember that causing problems in the past. And then Simon McBride said, you don't have to put depots everywhere. And I am aware of that. I kind of forgot it, I'll be honest. But I still like to get these depots in when they don't cost me any money to get them in, because it's still nice at times to be able to drop cargo off here and then have... because this I hope Fort Riverdale grows immensely, right? Like this might be all houses around here. And then I would have a secondary line potentially off of here that would take and make the local deliveries. Does that make sense? So I do like to have the depots. Like when I first start out, I do tend to do that. So in honesty, I kind of half forgot about it. But I like to have those depots anyway because of the ability to drop off cargo and then distribute it. Like I could drop cargo here and maybe more easily distribute it. And it's a lot harder to put these in later when you got to knock down 3 or 4 or 5 houses in order to be able to do it. But he's absolutely right. If you really want to get started the cheapest, you could just put one of these, let's see where it is, stops here, right? So in other words, we could put this stop here and have cargo dropped off that way, right? So that is definitely a good idea. And then there we go. And we also have these bus stops, so we could do the same thing with the bus stops. But like I said, I kind of like to make a regional depot, if that makes sense. So eventually this will be a depot, and then as things change and passengers go other places, I like to try to do that. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. I know the game mechanics have changed a bit, and we are still just losing money like it's going out of style, aren't we? All right, so let's take a look, and then I think I'll pause it, and not pause the game, but pause the recording, and just see how it goes. That's about the extent. Other than I appreciate all the likes and everything with you guys. And I really do mean it about you guys that come for the third episode. It's like, a lot of people may watch episode 1 and go, I don't like it. Hey, that's everybody's business. You definitely don't have to like it, that's for sure. But I do appreciate that, we may have made some mistakes, and I appreciate your comments and likes, and the fact that you're back for the third episode says a lot to me. So thank you guys. All right, let's take a look before I end up pausing the recording to just see. Well, we're making money on each thing. Are we making enough? And see, the problem we have right now with our rail is that we are only making 44,000. Now, let's see, let's pin this for a second and kind of see. We're going to get an idea before I pause the recording just to see if we even have a chance, right? So, yeah, so we've sold this much in tickets. So it does look like it's taken this. So we've made money on the railroad. So it seems to me that the railroad, at least at this moment in August, is not a mistake, right? It was good to do the railroad. Now, as far as the road stuff goes, that's where we're losing our money, is on the maintenance of the vehicles. Now, again, do we get... Yeah, so we're going to have to see. Like, we need to give it a little bit more time to see if this gets a little bit more profitable, and then will this get any more profitable? And then we might, maybe by the end of the episode, and again, let me come back when I get a better feel for these numbers, and just to see if things are going to improve enough. Look, we're up to 60. See what I'm saying? So we're not... Yeah, we're on the borderline. Let's look at the chart. Yeah, see, this was last year. Look, this year we're and if the towns grow, let's see how we're doing. I mean, we just got to get to the positive, and we're not really hauling all the cargo that we can. But boy, that vehicle maintenance is really, really just killing us. And then the point that, what was it, Simon McBride was saying is, no, where am I at? I want to look at our finances, but the table. Yeah, the maintenance infrastructure. So I'm assuming this is mostly those buildings, those depots. Look at that. We're at 88. So we are paying for this. And then the thing that we have going for us is, if we look here at our cargo, we should be getting more passengers at times to these other places, right? And maybe we need to get a counterclockwise thing going, and that may or may not help. We got a lot of passengers here. Let's see, Riverdale Main Station, or Riverville Main Station. Yeah, so it's like, I'm assuming these people, so we could really use some more money to get this ramped up, to get people spread out a little bit better, right? And then this is Riverville Central has quite a few people. So yeah, we definitely need some more buses. And I'm wondering if it's not a good idea to go into debt. Yeah, I need to think about that a little bit, because it seems like we could do a better job, especially in Riverville, with getting more people. Now let's look at... It looks like we're doing pretty well in Fort Riverdale. Riverdale Sidings only has one passenger. Here, let's sort by the name. So Fort Riverdale, yeah, we're doing pretty well, other than the train station, which it's going to be a while before we can afford another train. I'm not going to get another... At this point, I don't want to go into that much more debt until I feel a little more secure about our finances. All right, so we'll see what happens, but we definitely need to get more. If our money doesn't go up at some point in the near future, then I think we need to get more buses going in, or call them buses, horse-drawn carts, the little carts here. And then we might even consider, I don't know when we get our next vehicle as far as that goes, but yeah, let me just play forward a little bit at this point, and we're going to just see how it goes and see if we can get profitable without taking it out alone. I think I may just give it like one more year. So I'll come back next December and we'll take another look. How are we doing? So this year we're total minus, but look how much more profitable we are. So we're right on the cusp. Right on the cusp. So let's hope that next year turns profitable, just because, geez, the zoom is very quick, very powerful. We are growing, right? This town's growing 30%. What's this town growing? This town's growing 50%. See, so we should be getting more people. And look, we could even use another train. But all right, so let's see what happens. And I will be back at the beginning of next year. Keep your fingers crossed. Okay, I paused it for a minute. This train just got into the station, and it's January 5th, about the same amount of time that I just left you. So let's take a look at Revers Transference Authority balance. If this had come in 1856, we would have made money. We would have made like 90,000. I know that's a big if, right? Because we don't have any expenses yet. But it's taken close to a year for this train to get back and forth. So what does this mean, and why did I pause it? Well, I paused it because I think, let's take a look at our lines, right? So we have our bus lines here, and then let's take a look at our stations. So it would be nice if we could filter this list by just like the type of cargo, I guess. Maybe I guess you could just sort it. But it would be nice if you could just say, I just want to see passengers. So if you look, the train stations have quite a few, but I don't think we're going to be able to afford to run a whole nother train line back and forth. So that really would be kind of good. And we have a few people, like we're really kind of doing better with this. The question is, would we do enough better if we had to pay? Let's come over here. So our loan interest was $54,000. You know, if we take another, so it seems like, where was the loan? Let's see, investments. Does it tell you the loan amount? I wish it would tell you the loan amount year by year. So I forget exactly. So, and we can't see much further back, but I think it was like 10% loans, right? So we would add 60,000 to here. Would we make another 5,000 on our roads if we added more buses, right? And in the anticipation that the towns are growing, now we wouldn't, you know, I'm thinking we would add another bus line to here. So like the tickets we're making with just basically one bus. How many do we have on this line here? We have 3 vehicles. So yeah, we already have 3, and we're selling 100,000 in tickets. Now our vehicle maintenance would go up, and the problem is the difference between here and here is only 20,000, right? So we're making about 7,000. Does that make sense we're making 7,000 including the vehicle maintenance over that, which is like, you know, the maintenance infrastructure. I think if we're going to stand any chance, I think we need to increase the bus routes here, and hopefully we do it well, because this number shouldn't increase, but these two numbers should. So yeah, we have to get this more into the positive. This would have been positive. So let's just do that real quick, or relatively quick. All right, so what I'm going to do is hope for the best here, and we're going to take out a loan. Let's do lines first. We'll do line. So we have Revers Borough, which we're not going to worry about, right? Because that's just going to not be profitable. We might even, that's just, we don't have a train. We're going to try to get Reversville here, and we'll do it clockwise, right? So we have counterclockwise where they go to here first and then here. So let's add a new line, and this one's going to go from the bus here, right? And then it's going to go to this one, like clockwise direction, and then it's going to go to this one. All right, let's make sure they're going, yeah, that's just a passenger stop anyway. And this is, yes, going to the passengers over here. So hopefully this works out reasonably well. And then let's rename it Bus Revers Yeah, and by the way, I'm paused because it's just, I think, that critical. If we don't get this to be profitable, bus Reverville counterclockwise. Right, there we go. And that this, Reversville. There we go. And then what I want to do is let's change this to like orange, right? So that all of these counterclockwise will be orange. Then we'll come down and take a look at making a clockwise one for this guy. There it is, Fort Reverdale. All right, so we're going to start out. Let's do add a new line. And then, yeah, there's our train station. So we'll, just for the sake of it, we'll start there. You know what? This one is clockwise. So we want to do counterclockwise. See what I mean? Like this will be going. Oh, no. Let's see. Which way is this other red one going? It's going this way. It's clockwise. So we want to do counterclockwise. Sorry. All right. Are you going the opposite way now? Yes. Yes. There we go. All right. So we'll rename this one bus FTR counterclockwise. And then I did notice the coloring thing is off, right? And this, yeah, let's do this. Shouldn't be CC. It should be CCW. And then if the counterclockwise ones are orange, this should be orange, right? Right. And then this one just back and forth between two stops. There's no counterclockwise or clockwise. All right, so now what we need to do is add a couple vehicles. Now the other question is, how many vehicles do we have? Let's go to the, and what I'm thinking of is just to save us a little bit of money. All right, so we have, yeah, I can't really filter. Yeah, let's look at we're at Fort Rever. Okay, this only has two vehicles. I was going to say, let's put two vehicles on each one. So if we were to come, we want to put two vehicles on bus FTR counterclockwise, which means we'll have to take out borrow another 5,000. Ouch. But you know what? We'll max out our spending. That's why we're paused at this point. I don't know. We may be making a mistake. We will see what happens. All right, so let's come to here. Bus FTR counterclockwise. Manage vehicles. Okay, so I guess I need to just buy the first vehicle at least in our depot. And I know I could have found it there, but there it is. So we want to buy 2 more horse-drawn carriages. All right, and then FTR counterclockwise, and it should put both of them on there. I'm not sure if there would be a benefit to spacing them out a little bit more, but we'll see what happens. And then we want to do the same thing up here, except do we want to take one of the vehicles off? Like if we come to here and we say, yeah, clockwise, can we? Yes, so we want to do this guy. It's just going to switch over to bus Reversville counterclockwise. And then let's come over to the lines. This gets complicated, doesn't it? Yeah, and then we're going to manage vehicles. And then we're going to duplicate this one. All right, so now let's go and take a look at the other cargo situations as far as our stations go. So that's cargo passenger type. And then if we come down here, so we have FTL bread. Let's go here, right? Be easier. FTL bread is not getting all of the bread out of here, right? And that would probably be reasonably good to get going more at that point. So Yeah, town name. Yeah, I guess if we just click on this, yeah, FTL bread truck, right? Manage vehicles. So I'm thinking, do we just double the number? Let's just real quick. Oh, can I pin that? No. Let's just real quick look at here. So we're really not getting much up to there. So yeah, I think we should just, if I click on this with all of these, then I think we'll double them. Yes, mass clone. Boom. Right, so that took us down to 200, but now we have twice as many vehicles, which I think makes sense because let's go take a look at the lines. If we look at FTR wheat, which is this yellow line going back and forth, we're only half full. Yeah, but we're making good money on that line. So let's say hopefully getting more bread trucks going will help a lot. Right? So, because this one's not profitable at this moment, and it might be that it's just too far. There might be too much vehicle maintenance to try to travel that far. So hopefully we didn't make a big mistake in that. And then let's come back over to our stations again. So we've upped that, and then fuel, we could definitely get more fuel going, and we could definitely get more crude oil going, which would, let's zoom over this way. All right, let's get this out of our view a bit. So if we take a look at this, we've got 16 fuel that needs to get up there. Right, and that's this line here. Let's manage vehicles. And again, we're just going to double the number of vehicles. And I think that will make sense. Yeah, they have to go kind of a far distance, but it's about equal far to this one. So I'm thinking what we should do is maybe at the same time oil to fuel, right? And we still have a little bit more money. We're just going to double this, and I guess, yeah, I mean, we have a lot of fuel here, so let's, do we have enough money? No. But oh yeah, did we double them? Oh yeah, we did. Okay. So there we go. All right, well, I'm going to be real curious to see how it goes when it comes to this. Let's start time up. That's all we can do at this moment. So I'm just real curious to see if we made this more profitable, or is it just that these trucks are costing us money because they're just trying to go too far on too slow a road, and that it's a loser, other than the fact that it's growing our city, right? It's not even growing our city. So maybe it's really good that we doubled that, like say they're +0 there. And then I think our next step would be to double this lineup so that we can get 2 passenger trains going back and forth, because I think that would be our next ditch effort in a sense. Let's take a look. Yeah, we can close that. Yeah, so we need to just let some time. Let's go to double fast forward time and just see, what is not profitable. The bread truck is not profitable. And again, that could just be because I don't know how it displays this, right? Is it counting the maintenance cost? Look, we didn't get any trucks in last year, but we made pretty good profit when we got the trucks in. Yeah, so it might have just been a timing thing on that line there. So I think what I'm going to do is call it an episode here. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And we'll see. We're not out of the woods yet, but we're on the cusp. I mean, this is hard mode. So I think this is a good learning experience for all of us, even if we fail, because, what has been profitable for us, the most, let's say, railroad has definitely been the way to go. And I mean, it's, but did we just make our roads profitable? Like you can already see that number's kind of ticking up. And again, this number won't go up, but we just kind of greatly increased the number of vehicles. which as long as this vehicle maintenance is ahead of that, I think we'll be in good shape. And as long as we're causing our cities to grow, I think we're going to be in pretty good shape. Where the heck is Greensboro? There it is. Or, I mean, Reversboro. How are we doing here? Yeah, plus 50%. So the fact that we're getting them so much oil is a big portion of why they're growing. So let's see what happens. So like I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. I am going to do back-to-back episodes, so I won't react to your comments in the next one. But, let me know. I will react after that. But I feel like we might be profitable. Let's just keep our fingers crossed. I mean, we're going to be profitable, of course. What else? Anyway, let's see what happens. All right, guys, have a good day. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.